Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a Vintage Story First Impressions stream. Vintage Story is started out life as a Minecraft mod, apparently called Vintagecraft. Development, I believe, started early 2016. It was released in September of 2016. But this isn't something as simple as a Minecraft spin-off, although clearly it is, as you will see, because unlike Minecraft and Hytale, which were written in Java, this was written in C#. Something you need to bear in mind, especially if you're installing in Linux, as I am. It requires .NET 8 in order to run. And there are instructions in various places how to install .NET 8 if you don't already have it, which fortunately, for various reasons, I did. As usual, I have over on my right, where you can't see it, my G overlay, so I can tell you how the GPU and CPU are being hit. And based on my gameplay so far, and I have a few hours in this, and I have unusually watched Gemini Tay's live streams, or archived live streams. You don't know who Gemini Tay is. She's a Minecraft YouTuber who specializes, I think, in what you might call cottagecore, the cute and cozy. So, first things first, what are my settings? This is actually the quality preset I started out with is high. The view distance is set to 512 blocks, which is more or less half a kilometer. I've set the max frame rate to 60. It'll run higher than that, but for streaming, 60 is perfectly reasonable. And I think the only other possible change I might have done is make sure the clouds are set to volumetric and the window mode is set to full screen and always on top. You can adjust quite a few things. I must admit, one thing I'm kind of curious about is, does the Windows version offer other options? And I don't know. It never even gave me the option to, or at least I didn't see it, to download the Windows version. Wouldn't mind trying the Windows version. Sometimes Windows versions run better than the Linux versions, but this is the Linux version. So, let's start a game. Well, one thing I should mention is it is what you might call a hardcore survival game. You progress literally from picking up sticks and flint to later on going through the Copper phase, the Bronze Age, the Iron Age. I think you can make steel. Later in the game, I believe you can make windmills and you can make sailboats. So it does feature farming, it does feature animal husbandry. The environment you are in is not particularly safe, would be putting it mildly. So for the purpose I'm here, I am going to actually have a look at, I'm going to go with the Homo sapiens mode. And I'm going to customize it, give myself a bit of a chance of survival. I am going to set my random respawn radius to 100 blocks so I don't end up too far away. I don't want monsters, so I will give myself 5 days just for the sake of argument. I am going to not drop inventory. In terms of survival challenges, you can start seeing you have seasons, you have true winters, there is gravity. I'm going to leave cave-ins disabled. I don't really plan on doing that. I like the idea that there is fire from lightning. I'm not going to have underground farming. I'm going to kick my hit points up to 35 just to give myself more chances. Everything else I will leave as it is. temporal stability, temporal storms, temporal rifts. They are this Cthulhu-esque survival horror aspect to the game, wherein you get these periods where monsters and creepy crawlies can make your life interesting by spawning in, and yeah, I don't really want to do that. World generation. I am going to change the land cover because I want oceans. I'm going to make it 40%, so it's Earth-like. Surface copperposit I'm going to make. It's not really going to be an issue, to be honest, at this point in the game. I'll make them common just for the sake of it. I doubt we'll get that far. Let's see. Oh, I do want to make some changes to this. Creature strength is going to be normal. Food spoilage will be normal. I'll set everything to normal. I don't know what prospecting pick node search radius applies to. Creature swim speed, we'll make that normal-ish. I don't feel like jumping into the water and being outswum by everything. Hopefully I won't even get there. Hello, Armin. How are you doing? I don't remember when I last saw you. So we want a world map. I'm going to want to have it color accurate. I don't know if I want a coordinate overlay at this point. So let us create our world. I don't intend really doing a lot of attempting to survive at this point. This is as much about how the game looks. Yes, some of it's going to be at how it plays, and some of it's going to be about how it impacts your system. And I will set my class to commoner. Okay, that works. There are various classes which give you different benefits. But we'll just stick with commoner. This now introduces one of the first most irritating things, which I will show you, and that's the voice. That is your character's voice, which is not nice. I really don't like what they've done with the voices. Yeah, that's your voice. So we'll just go with the simple and get rid of the braids so you can just see. Don't like the bowl cut. Okay, that works. Do I want a beard? That works. Yeah. There are traders in some modes of the game, and they all sound like that, and it is really, really unpleasant. I don't like it at all. But that's a personal thing. Right. That's what I look like, apparently. This is what the world looks like, which I think you'll agree is already a case of wow. So first thing I'm going to do is pick up sticks. Sticks and flint. This is probably what I'm going to run early morning for a while, see how much interest I get. I think we have an ocean over here. Yes, we do. The good thing about this is there is extensive help, which you will certainly need. Don't want the seeds. Oh, and there's chicken. And this is why I wanted ocean, so that I got something to look out at like this. And yeah, it's more realistic. I mean, you can just see already the amount of detail they've put in this game is incredible. And so you may be interested, or maybe not. There's a fox. You can't punch trees. It's not like Hytale and Minecraft in that regard. Yeah, it is. Obviously, they've made shortcuts, which is only to be expected. But, and this is the other thing we need. In fact, first thing we want, arguably, is a knife, which I will now demonstrate. So we will make a knife, and you do literally have to carve your knife out. We will also want a shovel. I've learned that. Ooh. I need flint to nap the flint. I didn't actually know that, if you can believe it. The other thing we're going to need early on. One thing about this is, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. In fact, you have to. But again, this first impressions video is not about actually doing the survival per se, as it is just demonstrating what the game is like. Oh, but that works. I changed some of the settings. You can throw stones at things, but right now what I need is food and flint and sticks. I've got sticks, and then I can work on everything else. But as is my wont, you are going to want to know how this affects performance. Well, right now my GPU is actually only at 48%. So not exactly hugely graphically intensive. But the CPU, this is a fairly heavily single-threaded game. There is one main thread which will run at 100% as much as it possibly can, which in fact it is not doing right now. Arguably, you could say that it needs some optimization. but it does work. Alright, let's see if I can't... Nope, I need more flint. What I can do, though, is I can make a flint knife. Hey, we have weaponry. But what it might be interesting, you do start recognizing what everything looks like. I haven't seen much in the way of food yet, except for that chicken. Looking out at the ocean, you're probably not going to see a huge amount of problems with the rendering. But let's see what happens if I start changing things. And what effect it has. Oh yeah, like I say, because the game is heavily single-threaded, you are going to be there's a deer. You are going to be CPU limited. So in other words, the better the CPU you have, the better some things are going to perform. Let's pick a suitable. So right now, it isn't actually using that single thread. At various times during this, it has absolutely hammered the CPU. But oh, that's another chicken. Let's see if we can't find a suitable environment. Like I say, I'm not really trying to survive this first day. I have no problem at all starting. Let's have a little look and see what happens. So right now the GPU is at 49% on the GPU. Not huge, which given that about 20-25% of that is going to be streaming itself, that's pretty good. But let's see what happens if I change the settings. Let us go and set this to very high and see what happens. View distance is still, I'm going to stick that back up to 512. The reason I gone to 512 is simply because that way I don't get that warning. That's the only reason I do that. Everything else should stay the same. And GPU usage has kicked up. The CPU remains pretty much the same. So far, I'll keep an eye on that as we proceed. I need a shovel. And like I say, you do need flint to be able to make do your flint knapping. I don't know whether you can use sticks to do it, because in principle you could use a stick. It's going so well. Hey, Danny. I have actually come across situations where I couldn't find berries to save my life. Literally. Yeah, you do need a shovel. I am going to make a... Actually, let's try something here. I am going to want a spear. Can I use... Nope, you can't. You've got to use flint. It seems to nap your flint. I am slightly surprised that it's not being more greatly affected by... The interesting thing is I would kind of expect the spear to require 2 sticks, but it doesn't. And yeah, this is actually behaving quite well for me on very high settings with this. I have played this game before the stream, to sort of get ideas. So I know roughly what I'm supposed to do, very roughly. I know, for example, roughly how to make a fire starter, that kind of thing. But this isn't really about playing the game to actually illustrate survival. It's me talking about it as a technical type achievement, and what it looks like and how it performs. Now, those are cranberry bushes. They are not ready yet. Apart from animals, I have not seen anything to eat. Oh, what's that? A chick. Hello, little chick. Like Hytale, the similarity to Minecraft is quite obvious. I hear a chicken over there. Ooh, let's see if I can get me a chicken. Or find some food to eat. I'm actually kind of surprised that just how well the GPU is performing. And yeah, that was gravity having its effect. This is... You do have to be careful. You can't just pick up blocks and build with them. One of the first things you learn is you want packed soil. But again, you know, I'm just taking a look at the technical aspects. I can always accept the respawn and restart. Ooh, I will need an axe. Hello, Peanuts. Hello, Lola. Are there any other fur babies present I should be aware of? And I can't remember how you make a fire starter, but I need more. Your inventory, by the way, that's my inventory. It's just those items here. You have to expand on that. Yes, I know. You need an axe for the trees. But so far, I'm actually, you know, it's not stressing out. I have certainly seen that main single thread jump up to 100%. I don't like it when single threads go up to 100%. But if you want to know the map, here I am. Oh, I'm on an island. Oh, that's actually kind of interesting. That might explain why the CPU is not being particularly stressed. It's loaded everything in, and I'm on an island, which is a useful thing to know. Yes, as Aramon has said, yeah, there's if you have a question about how to do anything, the survival handbook will help. And I will need, whoops, I will need a fire starter. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. So I'm kind of curious to see to what extent I can kick up the that's ultra high 512 blocks. You can actually see how it's behaving over here in the corner, and it's not having a huge problem. My GPU utilization has in fact kicked itself up to 85% with that. I'm not sure it's really worth it. I can tell you though, actually that's, yeah, do you know that I think I'm lucky in that because I'm on an island, that's made rendering a lot easier. Because I'm pretty certain normally the limiting factor here, let's if I go and say set the view distance to 1024 blocks, let's see what that does. Yeah, you can start seeing it filling in. The GPU is now actually multi-threading quite well. There is, and yes, the CPU utilization is kicked up by about double, and the temperatures are definitely increasing. And yeah, I know I'm probably going to die in the night. But again, that's not the purpose. The purpose is not survival. But this is actually behaving. Yeah, one of the CPU threads is quite keen on. Here we go. So that's probably the reason that I am having so few problems. Is simply because I'm on an island. So there's a little tip for you. If you want a more controlled situation for your computer, make your sea levels say 95% and it'll stick you on an island. Let's chop down a tree for fun and profit. You can't chop down trees with your fists. That's all I got. And you can see that my inventory is now full. Simple and straightforward as that. I got a full inventory. The music's quite pleasant. What we want are cattails and food. Ah, actually, I can't pick up food. I need... I'm gonna try looking for berries. Yeah, I got a feeling if I was actually in a... wasn't on an island, my CPU would be having real problems. Come on. I was actually fiddling with this last night and I ended up in an environment where I couldn't find berries at all and I ended up starving to death. No, actually I fell into a cliff. I need food. Yeah, and in fact right now my CPU temperature is at 86%. And that is because one of the threads there is in the process of multi-threading. 100%ing quite a bit. It's a weird thing. If you've got a single thread running at 100%, it's going to do more for your temperature. Oh! I can't actually, can I? Because I don't have... Yeah, there's copper. And I hurt myself there. No, I didn't. Come on. Oh, there's another island. I do like the idea that I could... Oh, that's interesting. I can see the island. Yeah, in fact, you can see it forming in over there. Now this is actually like one of the things that is kind of nice about Minecraft is, in fact, whoa, is yeah, you can end up on an island, which is sort of nice. I don't know what it is about island living. Better controlled environment. Don't need the copper. I need... Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, if they had found some way to do the landscape without the obvious blocks, this would look pretty good. But then you wouldn't have the block building aspect. It seems to me what they wanted to do was keep the block building aspect of the game and just ramp everything up to 100, which is a perfectly reasonable goal. I think I have enough to make a torch, but I need food. That's driftwood. I need food. Come on, where's food? I'm gonna have to... You're kidding me. Normally you will find berries or mushrooms. I am not finding any. This is forest floor, which doesn't help. I have no idea to what extent you can implement automation in the game. But I mean, from a first glance, and from some of the gameplay I've done, you know, it's even got the whole Minecraft thing of you get floating islands. That is a wolf, I think. Ah! Oops. Huh. Yes, the animals are somewhat aggressive. And I think I've just brought myself to an end. Let's see. A little unforgiving. I shouldn't have done the rage quit thing. Okay, respawn. Right. And I'm within 100 blocks, so hopefully the bear and the wolf are stuck. And I can now try and, yeah. Get some food. That's a deer over there. I can tell you, I should be able to increase my inventory now. Yeah, you can start seeing the problem. I've got nowhere to be at night. So let's see if I remember how to do this. Yep. That's how you update your inventory. Yes, you can. You can make torches. I don't remember how to do it, but again, you can go to the guide and say torch. We want an extinguished torch that is stick and 2 grass. So stick and 2 grass coming right up. And you may be thinking, how do you light it? Well, do it like this, I think. And now I can put that, whoops, in my offhand. There we go. Torches don't last forever. See, I learned these basics. Now the temptation, of course, is to, well, for the night, well, I say for the night, I don't have the luxury of stopping for the night because I've got no food. So my best bet is, why is there no food? Yeah, interestingly, my CPU, that single thread I was mentioning, yeah, it's deciding to hammer the system. Typically, yeah. Yes. There's a bear. Typically, what you tend to think of in Minecraft type situations is we'll just burrow away for the night. You can't really do that here because you'll get cave-ins. You actually have to make packed earth, which is quite doable. That's why I made the shovel. You do starve to death very easily, which is why, and at this point, as was pointed out earlier, there should be berries, but I am not seeing berries. What's that? That's medium fertility soil. They tell you pretty much everything. My understanding is that seawater is in fact seawater, so you can't use that for farming. And after watching Gemini Tay's videos, I can say that having water inside your house, even at the early stage, is profoundly useful if you want to... there are certain types of block that you can sift for resources. Yeah, this is... I'm not... I arrived too late in the year. Too early in the year. Ah! Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I have berries. Yeah, you would hope so, wouldn't you? Okay, if there are berries in one location, are there berries in another? Ah, I see mushrooms, I think. Dead hen. I got feathers. Not helpful. You can also collect the bones, but there's no point at this point. You can make bone-handled knives, and I would have thought that you're not going to get a lot from a... If I can trap a deer, that might be worth it. Oh, that's a fawn. I have a suspicion you will die a lot in the game. And needless to say, your fire will go out if you drop into the ocean. Horsetails? Don't think you can eat horsetails, can you? What's this? Lily of the Valley? In retrospect, maybe my choice wasn't so good. Oops. Oops, so I didn't want to do that. Oh, thank you, Anna. How are you doing, Anna? If I can just get through the night, I'll be happy. I say just get through the night. I've already died once to being savagely mauled by a bear. But, I've got no idea what's in the ocean, so I've got no idea. What I can expect. In some respects, actually, this isn't so very different from that first night in Minecraft. For those who remember that, there used to be quite a industry, if you remember, about how to survive the first night in Minecraft. But if I were to do that, I would probably end up starving to death. Well, it's nice to actually get some time in game with this. Ah, let's see if I can't slaughter a chicken. Aha. No, don't think so. Oh no, it's obviously comes up. Ah. Where did the chicken go? There's a rooster somewhere. I can hear it. Yeah, it wasn't free food, unfortunately. It wouldn't even let me harvest it as far as I could tell. And yeah, now it's gotten very dark. At least up here I'm in a somewhat controlled environment and I'm not actively starving yet. It's I don't know for sure, but I got a suspicion the more work I do, the more likely I am to start to starve to death. So I think my best option at this point is simply to try and get through the night without starving to death. And hopefully that's dawn arising. Yeah. I could probably kick up the graphics quality and see. Well, we'll do that when I can see what's going on. The floating islands is something I wish they'd gotten rid of. This is okay. The tall cliffs rising out of the ocean, that's entirely reasonable. So that presumably is as far as I can see. Oh, there's another island over there. I do like the idea of island hopping. Can I? Ah, yes. So there you go. That's my world as it stands right now. That's the entirety of my island. And I am right there looking out thoughtfully over the landscape. Oh. Yeah, these are good for apparently for 48 hours, but I could just be that has in fact died. Can make firewood. If I take my block and I overlay it with, I think it's the axe. Where's my axe? Here we go. Yeah. Firewood. So I could actually build a fire. So if I see if I can remember how to see if this works. Oops. Oh, is that all my wood? And can I light a fire? There we go. It's not much of a fire, but it's ours. How do I put this out? Ah! I set fire to myself there. Ah, it's burning the nearby. The fire is burning the nearby vegetation. How do you put the fire out? No, it's not. Hi, Tony. It's not a mod for Minecraft. This is a complete redevelopment. It started out as a Minecraft mod about a decade ago. But no, this isn't modded Minecraft. It's a complete redevelopment. They essentially started out, I won't say from scratch, but whereas Minecraft is written in Java, this is written in C#. So they decided to go 2016, apparently it was released, according to various information I've got. So it's a decade old. And why it hasn't gotten... the only reason I found out about it was inadvertently through... Can I remove one? Apparently I can just pick up a fire. Yes, it has been made by Minecraft modders. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, we kind of made it through the night. That's the first time I've made it through a night. But then I wasn't running around and getting hungry, and now I need to find food. So... I had some berries earlier, and that was my lot. There's at least 2 bears that I've seen so far. One of the bears killed me, because of course it did. But I've cheated extensively so that I don't respawn far away from my die, and I keep all my belongings. I figure, you know what? There's a rooster. Come here, Mr. Rooster. Give me your... Ah! All I got was feathers. But it's an interesting little introduction into what they've done underwater, which isn't bad. Can I eat seaweed? No. Seaweed appears to be just decoration. Come on, I need food. Yes. Oh no, you're absolutely right. Preferably away from the bear. Well, what I need is food. And actually, I'm going to start starving to death soon. And I don't want to run, because that just makes me hungrier, I think. What's this? This is cow parsley. Let's see if we can get some fish. Any fish? No, it doesn't look like it. It's rare, isn't it? I'm sure if I were better... Yeah, I ended up in a biome like this yesterday. Where there was That's... Now, what's slightly disturbing is you should actually be able to eat the roots of these. In reality, you can, but that's not a thing here. Yeah, and I'm starting to starve to death. And you've got that irritating harmonica noise. Well, we have a deer that's trying to run away into the... Rabbit! Ah. Come here, rabbit. I'm hungry. I'm sorry. Mental note, practice with stones. But needless to say, as you can probably tell, I am deeply impressed with what the developers have done with this. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the developers. I know I've gotten it in the description if anyone's interested. Yeah, can't see where I'm going. What's that? Quartz. And yeah, I will say it's kind of weird. CPU utilization is all over the place. Right now, I'm not using much of the CPU, but then under the right circumstances, the that single thread will kick up to 100%, and my CPU temperatures skyrocket. And in case anybody's wondering, I happen to know that this CPU has pretty good coverage for cooling. I can actually run all the threads at 100% and the CPU temperature, well, 100%. Yeah, it'll be thermal throttling, but they'll all be running at about 4 point something gigahertz, and the CPU will throttle down so that the temperature's only 90 degrees, which is normal, by the way. Yeah, I'm going to quietly die. But seeing as I'm... Yeah, you got to be slightly precise on where you're carving up things. I just picked up cattail roots, which, again, technically I should be able to eat, although it's probably too early in the year for that. You can eat cattail roots, but there's no fish here. Yeah, the in-game voice, I wish they'd done something different with. That's actually my biggest criticism of the game, is the voices. And in fact, this particular mechanic now constantly warning me I'm dying is a little unnecessary. Those of us who have played The Long Dark will be aware that it's quite possible to have sufficient indications that you're starving to death or you're getting hurt without the necessity for harmonica noises or musical tones. Yeah, that's the voice. That's my voice. That's my voice in the game. Musical tones, they've decided, are appropriate for in-game voice. And it's warning me that I'm starving. Just irritating as hell. And you can see what that does to the inventory. So there we go. I've got inventory. A bit of it. Food, 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 food. Come on, I need food. Actually, the other thing I need to do is take a quick break. Because apparently I've already been going for an hour. And my goodness, for a Sunday, we have 11 people watching at the moment. That's actually pretty good for a Sunday, especially for an unscheduled stream. Come on. Give me chicken, give me chicken. Yes. Oh, I'm such a brute. Nothing. Ah. Yes! Raw poultry. I know that's not the best. This isn't the best idea. Can't I eat it? I can't eat it. I can't eat it. And I don't know how to... Oops, I didn't want to do that. Hang on. What am I doing? Ah, hang on. Yeah. I need a fire. I actually don't know how to cook stuff in the game. So our next challenge. Oops. Can I make... No, I can't. Can I get out? Yes, I can. Okay. Fire. How do I cook things? Yes, how do I cook it? Alright. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break for purposes of ladderly comfort. And I'll be back. Fortunately, the game has paused. So I'll be back and we'll try and figure out how to cook poultry. So I'll see you all in a couple of minutes. Right. How do I... what happened? Oh, did I hit escape by mistake? Right, okay. Back. How do I cook things? Let's see. Guides. Cooking. Meal making. Nope. No, I just want to know how to make a fire and cook. Nope. H. There we go. First steps. No, don't want that. Meal making. Can I... Oh, you can cook. Oh, I need to fire pit, and I can eat the cattail roots. Okay, fire pit. I don't know how you make a fire pit, but we will give it a bash. I am going to hazard a guess and say right. What am I going to need? Let's see. I have a fire. How do I actually cook with it? Is that a fire pit? Does that qualify as a fire pit? Oops. No. What's fire pit? Cooking, cooked poultry. Yes. Cooking, smelting, roasting can be placed onto ground. Come on. Cooking. No. Guides. Cooking. Meal making. Aha. How do you make a fire pit? That I wish I'd known about. Hang on. Go. What do you want to bet? Hang on a second. Nope. Spit. How do you cook? How do you cook over an open fire in this game? Let's see. Can I guess? Nope. I just wondered if it would. How do I make a fire pit? Anybody know how to make a fire pit? Okay, come on. Alright, food preservation, meal making. Yeah. Create a bowl. I don't have that. No. Some simple food require no pot at all. Just prepare the item directly over a fire pit. What is a fire pit? No, starter guide, flint napping, light, combat, shelter, preparing for winter, expanding your inventory, which we've done. fire pit. Ah, placing grass on the ground and then adding 4 firewood. Okay, all right. I need... all right, so I got grass. I need a tree. We could still manage this. I could still make it. Let's go and grab a tree. Yes. But I need 4 firewood. Yes! I have wood. I have wood for days. I wish they'd have a better falling mechanic. Right. I need... And I need my axe. 24 seems like a good... You know what? We'll just convert the whole lot. Right. I've got grass. And we'll put that up here. Grab my firewood. And... Oh. I think we're just going to build it here. So, grass. Well, that doesn't help. Okay. And then... Yes! Yes! Yay! And now I just need... Oops. I put that. Hey! We have a fire pit and an open fire. How do I know when it's done? Come on. How do I know when it's done? Ah! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make a fire pit in the game. We finally did it! And you know what the daft thing is? It is a ridiculous sense of achievement. Oh. I've actually roasted meat. I don't know that I actually need to make a pit like that, to be honest. Okay. I need a shelter, which means I need, at this point, soil. So let us start. This probably isn't the best soil to use, but I just need to get this shelter done. Hello, masked bandit. How are you doing? I am learning how to survive in Vintage Story. And it is ridiculously satisfying. Oh yes, I think for half the half of chat it's early. And yeah, I already know how to do this. Didn't want to do that. Right, so I do want... Ooh, apple tree. Huh. I am going to borrow from Gemini Tay here, who found it highly advisable to have some water in her home. So what we are going to do is find a suitable spot, hopefully, in this region. Yeah, I think we're going to just want a couple of blocks. 1, 2. Layout our outline a bit. Oh, you know what I ought to do? So I've got a water thing there. I am going to want a fire area. 1, 2, 3. So we will... Don't know what's behind here. Yeah, that's something I learned from, like I say, Gemini Tay. She did that for reasons. So okay. And my exit will be off in that direction, I guess. It is kind of funny. Back to dirt huts. And my exit will have to be... Oh. I'll work out where am I going to put the exits. This way. Okay, so there's fire pit, door. Starting to make progress. I'm going to need another shovel. And I'm going to need more food. Where's... Hey, don't criticize my building style. I would be the first to admit that I am not a builder. If anyone is expecting stylish building techniques, you're not going to get them from me. It is. Yes, it is. This is most definitely not a Hytale. This is a lot harder. This is a much more emphasis on survival and making it moderately realistic, to be honest. I won't quite say it's as if somebody took the Long Dark and made it into a Minecraft game. It's... Yeah, and you can start to see the dangers. I want 3 high, but I don't think I'm going to bother yet. Probably. I'm going to remove the lead. We'll see. I don't like too high roofs, but... Yeah, we can get rid of that later. That's my fire pit. That's water for if I need it. And I got a bit of shelter. I do need food now. Ah, wait a minute. I can roast cattail roots, can't I? Ah. And do I have any cattail roots? I've got one. Oh, okay, that's only 16. Yeah, wow. The only problem is, of course, if I... Yeah. But I can eat them. I don't really need that. Oops. Yeah, where's my firewood? Grab a fire starter. Success! Let's see how good the cattail roots are. They should actually be halfway decent. Come on. Ah. I am sort of building a shelter and trying to survive the night. Let's see how this does. That doesn't do you very good. But it's all I've got. Okay. It'll get me enough to get through the night, I think. This is not a sustainable way of doing things. I just completely stripped that local pond of food. But at least I've found out something new. Yeah, there is a lot to the game, which is going to be fairly tedious. It is a grindy game. As Armin will attest, definitely on the grindy side. But that is actually, I am finding, its own sort of fascination. I mean, with you lot today, I have found out how to make a fire pit, how to cook poultry. Found out that, in fact, these are edible, which I did not previously know. And given that there's very little else to eat on the island, now technically speaking, making a bow and arrow should be relatively straightforward, but I do believe they make it. I do believe they make it quite a bit harder. No. I do know you can make a you can make charcoal in mass quantities, I think. You can make a charcoal kiln. Alright, so we've cleared out this. I don't really need the water but at this point, but that's nice to have. And it is very dark outside. Okay. One thing I am curious about, I don't suppose I'll be able to. I need hay bales. Okay, I need a lot more grass than I've got, but I could make a bed. Is that the best way to make a bed? Wooden bed? Is that the only option I've got? Is that the simplest option I've got? Is a straw bed? Come on, a straw bed should be straightforward. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I just need something. I want to see if I can get my health back up, but I don't know how to do that. And it's interesting that they give you the ingredients. Here's how you make a hay bed. Fine. But they've got this thing for a straw bed. And I don't have enough dry grass. Unless it's something like that. No. So in that case, I fill the whole thing up, is it? No. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I don't seem to be able to. Let's see. Oops. Hang on a second. Ah, there you go. Right. Hey, that's hay bed, but it's also straw bed. And it doesn't tell you. Oh, stone. I need stone. Do I still have... I do. I know that's not much of a home, but 1, 2, 3. That's what I needed, wasn't it? I think. A bed. Ah, yes, 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 yes. We are getting there. We are getting there. Yes. One hay bed, which we will stick. Ah. We have a hay bed. We have made progress. Civilization has... Ah. We have a bed. I like the fact that I can just take this and stick it somewhere. Right. Oops. We got a bed. We got a fire pit. I need a knife. I need another knife. Yeah, I wish it would stop that bloody noise. Look at us! Signs of civilization. Right, food. Food, 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 food. Come on. I need... I don't really want to use all these, but I may have little choice. Are there... Hang on. You know, I've forgotten something absolutely vital. Where did my bed go? Oh, there's my house. It may not look like much, but it's home. What did I forget? Oh, God. What did I forget? Oh, I know this. Yeah, there's a lot more. I've forgotten. What did I need? One thing I can do. That's ludicrous. Okay. Oh, yes. Control Shift right click your tool on the wall beside the bed. What? Control Shift. Nope. Which tool? Nope. Oh, there we go. I knew there was a way to do that, to be honest. I just didn't know what it was. Thank you. All right. Food. Ah! Yeah, pardon me. That was interesting. Yeah, I'm starting to starve. We'll go on for 2 hours or until I starve to death. Whichever comes first. Oh, look at all these tasty animals. Oh, but they're all fawns. They don't... Dead poodoo. Ugh. Eh. Ah, we made such progress. I haven't even seen mushrooms. Oh, that's a baby again. It's not going to help me, is it? Hello, what's this? Yeah. I will say, if we starve to death in this game, I've had better... When I was just fiddling around, I've had much better environments to start out in, where you had mushrooms and you had fruit in relative abundance. It would make life a lot easier. I don't... Yeah, this is... Yeah, if I was a better player, it would probably not be a problem. But I'm not. I've only just started, and I just learned everything. I did not know. Because... Gem and Hytale, I know you're never going to watch this, but if you ever do, I don't remember you telling me that you could eat the rhizomes. Yeah, we're slowly dying. We will take the opportunity to have a little general look around while I quietly die. I tell you what, I get, and I know I'm biased now. I can't remember how I felt about Hytale after I did a first impressions video, but I like this a lot better. I know Hytale is probably more focused on RPG style. This feels more like me if you know what I mean. While this isn't exactly the long dark, and in fact is a long way from being the long dark, it has some of that sort of aspect to it in the back of my head. Yeah, I would never. I haven't got the time here. But no, I mean farming. Obviously, no, I don't want fox. First of all, it'll kill me, and secondly, I don't. Fox apparently tastes terrible. Not that I've ever tried it, but I'm informed by those who might know that fox is really not pleasant to eat. You know what we're going to do? One last thing. Yeah, there we go. And the good news is, oh, this was my last respawn point. With the wolf and the bear were here. Oh, there's the wolf. Looks like carrying blocks is a good idea. Yeah. What I will probably do is, I suspect what I'm going to do is this will become my early morning, instead of Hytale, which wasn't that successful, and I will probably return to it occasionally, if only to find the jungles for Tony. I am going to try running this at my 5 AM streaming slot. We'll try for a week, see how it goes. See if I can keep my interest going. I don't normally... No. I wanted to get a first impressions video out today of this game specifically. It was going to be yesterday or today. I will try between now and tomorrow. I will try and find a world which is somewhat better suited to immediate survival. Because right now, what's going to happen is I'm just going to starve to death every 5 minutes. This is what I was sort of intending doing for the corners, by the way. Put some. Wood in the corners. Oh yeah, no, I mean survival isn't Hytale isn't a survival game. There's no doubt about it in my mind. It's not a survival game. This is definitely a survival game. And so, in some respects, it's more interesting for me. I have no idea whether this will burn down or not. But like I say, this game, this is not going to be a saved game at all. This is just me messing around now. Really, this ought to be set back, but I don't know about doing half blocks at this point. I mean, I suppose, you know, one possibility. But look, this is more progress than I ever expected to make. Know how to make a fire pit, know how to make a bed, know how to cook food. Yes, you know, the dirt building thing is not fantastic, but I can easily sort of see you could use this as a basis, put a thatched roof on there, put some wattle and daub type effects for the walls so that you've got something which would look much more like a medieval house. Yeah, just as a basic sort of starter. Yeah, based on my gameplay so far, this is really good. Okay, that's a little bit glitchy. I don't know what minimum requirements would look like. Actually, while I'm here, let's yeah, it's not hugely a problem. I mean, running at 60 frames a second is not hugely a problem. If I was running at faster speeds, I guarantee you, if I could take this up to 120 frames a second, for example. Actually, that's interesting. So I'm running at 120 frames a second, and the GPU has not hit max. The CPU is behaving itself. That's interesting. Okay, that's good. Normally when I'm streaming, I stream at the same speed I play. So 60 frames a second is reasonable. Yeah, no, I'm pretty certain. Let's see what pathetic looks like, for the sake of argument. So this is pathetic levels of Okay, this actually does look a lot more like Minecraft, doesn't it? But okay, let's try. So this is okay. Yeah, you can clearly see the difference. It's not too bad. I mean, you know, I just kicked up the yeah, it actually, do you know what? It's not bad. This is what it calls pathetic. All I've done to pathetic levels of gameplay is increase the viewing distance. This isn't bad, to be honest. I've seen worse. I mean, yeah, okay, it does look a little bit more pixely and all the rest of it, but this isn't bad. Could be worse. Definitely could be worse. What does it look like if I go to absolute maximum and then drop the view distance down to 512 blocks? This is absolute maximum. It's not hugely stressing my system, it has to be said. The GPU is not unduly stressed. The CPU hasn't been affected. I could probably run this at 120 frames a second easily enough. Huh. I'm really surprised. Yeah, if I were to make the view distance 1024 blocks, I imagine, yeah, CPU is now getting a bit more of a working out. GPU isn't. Looks like I can run this tolerably well at absolute max. And 1 kilometer view distance. Now, granted, I have a suspicion if it wasn't for the fact that the ocean was there, wouldn't be as good. Okay, there's definitely some glitchiness. It's kind of interesting. My graphics card is at 78% and 220 watts, which is its technical maximum power output. But let's set this to unlimited, see what it does. You know, the GPU still isn't at 100%. And the CPU still isn't at 100%. I got no idea what actual frame rate I'm running at. There is a way of seeing the frame rate. Alt F3. That sounds familiar. I'm not sure what that's telling me. I'm running at 150 frames a second. It does look pretty good. I'm slightly surprised. I thought the GPU... now, like I say, if I had more world... I think the world loading might be more of an effect on the CPU correction. So, an island... I tell you what, for me, for streaming, an island like this might well allow it to look really good and still be quite controllable. Yeah, this is quite doable. And technically, 25% of my GPU is being used by streaming. So this is actually pretty good. Okay, that kicked up the CPU utilization. I think I wonder if some of it is due to my CPU is really being quite hammered right now. I mean, by hammered standards, I don't mean it's... Yeah, it is actually being quite hammered by the view distance. But it's manageable. Yeah, this is maximum. This is about as maximum as you can get. And it is reasonable. I'd have to do some more. Oh, I'm seeing maybe a bit of stutter. Let's drop the FPS down. Yeah, the FPS meter there, I am getting some more spikes. And we'll drop the view distance down to 1024, so it's a kilometer, because that's a nice round number. But everything else, look at that, is all switched on. GPU's a lot happier, CPU's happier. Wow. You know, after 10 years of development, you could almost say this is what Hytale should look like. But Hytale's gone for that cartoony look and it's running in Java. But wow. Yeah, I'll test this out on different biomes and see what the longer term effect is. That's a little bit disconcerting that they've got that graphical twitchiness there. Oh, there's a full-size deer. Hang on a second. Before I go, let's see if we can actually get a full-size deer and see whether that's... Yes, we can. Come here. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. Where'd the deer go? Yeah, that's a little unrealistic behavior for the deer. Ah. Ah. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit... That's slightly disconcerting, it has to be said. I can't remember how you show third-person view. That was home sweet home. Just going to take a screenshot. That's really nice. My goal now is I will find a better world to start off in, hopefully. And I will start again tomorrow with a more suitable, hopefully a more suitable situation. I'm going to try and do some experimentation in between time. A Hytale, for example, I did a... Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, the brief series I did on Hytale did not include the first impressions video, so I will do the same kind of thing here. Huh. Yeah, okay, this is quite runnable at max. Like I say, I'll have to do a bit more experimentation. So, yeah, it looks like this is going to return at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning in my regularly scheduled, unscheduled early morning live stream. See how it works out. Yeah, I know, we're driving for starving to death again. I definitely need to find a better place. Wish I'd gotten into this. Bear, 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 bear. I don't want to bear. Go away, Mr. Bear. Right. Oh, it is 11 a 5. It's 5 to 11 in the morning. Yes, you do. You need to get up a food supply. You need to preserve food. You need to pickle food. You need to have farming. I mean, winter is a very serious issue here in the game. You have to survive through winter. You have to have enough food. I think you have to have warm clothing for it, but I'm not so sure about that. If you want to progress, obviously you need copper next. You need to make pottery, you need to make pottery containers, you need to make wicker baskets, you need to make all this stuff. You need to dig out a basement. This is just the stuff I can think of that I've sort of picked up in the last couple of days. It's so much to do. You can't really do the hunter-gatherer thing here without... Well, I say you can't. You could probably do the hunter-gatherer, but there's an exploration mode for that. So that would be something different. I ought to consider moving the window over there instead. I think that would make more sense. Can't actually move this, can I? Oh, no, I can't. Look at that. You can drag that, but I can't change the window position. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you need to see the map, but I think over that side of the screen, sticking it over there, over that way, would make a lot more sense for this game. And hopefully it doesn't block off too much that might appear at the top left-hand corner. So, yeah, there's a few bits and pieces I would need to look at for regular streaming of this, but it's not a big, huge issue. Right. That was a much more interesting in many respects than I anticipated. I'm very glad I did this. Like I say, it's going to become next week in the morning. We'll try streaming it and see what happens. So I am going to get an early lunch, get on with a bit of life. I will probably be back. I know it's the weekend, and technically at the weekend I don't schedule anything. I have the option of not doing anything at the weekend or doing whatever I like. But I am planning, as I sit here, to stream Soulframe this evening, because that's my weekend evening streaming content. Thank you everybody for watching. It is much appreciated. If anybody wants to leave a like, that would be nice. If anybody wants to follow me on Twitch or subscribe to me on YouTube, that would also be nice. I've had a very, very quiet month in terms of subscribers throughout January. I'm hoping things pick up as the year progresses. I'm still wanting to get to 500 subscribers this year. Anyway, I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you all next time. Nice to have met you too, Masked Bandit. I hope this was interesting. Good day. See you next time.